Hello, world, and welcome to the Miss Analytical Radio Show with your host, Miss Analytical. Today, I want to talk about one thing in particular, and I want to talk about reality TV. And the question I want to pose, can reality TV do more damage to families than good? And I'm going to say, unfortunately, it can do more damage. I made a video about 2 days ago about the situation with Sky and her son and how they were featured on ThisIs50.com about the issue with her not being in the son's life and the son not wanting to have nothing to do with her. Now, granted, that is between her and the son. But the problem I have is that it was filmed in Duchess's shop. Knowing that Duchess is an enemy to Sky, I felt as though Sky didn't deserve that and that Duchess had no business to allow that to happen in her shop. But something just dawned on me, literally just dawned on me, and that is, did Duchess have anything to do with it, or could it have been the network, meaning VH1? Is VH1 stirring the pot with the situation so that when the new season of Black Ink airs, which will probably be next year, maybe it'll get more ratings, more buzz? I don't know. You never know. But what I would say is that to anybody out there that's interested in reality TV, I would suggest that you would be cautious about it, because it can have damaging effects. If you look at people who are on reality TV shows, 90% of them go on there because they're aspiring entertainers, whether they're aspiring musicians, actors, or rappers, or they're aspiring to be in the communication aspect of the industry. You know, they want to be a stylist, they want to have like a business line. Their goal is to become a brand, to have a name out there that will be known to the masses. However, a lot of times it hasn't happened for them. And it's not because they're not talented. It's because the shows paint them in such a bad light that nobody ever takes them seriously. I really don't know if I could take somebody seriously as a business person if I see them throwing chairs, fighting, spitting at a person, or walking around topless. I don't know if I could take that person seriously from a business standpoint. Now, maybe if they want to be, a comedian, maybe. That's a little bit different. But I would say no. And I think the masses have already spoken years ago. If you look at people on shows such as Love and Hip Hop, right now, I can't even think of anybody that could become a household name in terms of having longevity and selling records. When I look at shows like American Idol, those people were able to become household names and sell millions of records and even win awards because the show showed the contestants who made it to the top 12 in a positive light. The ones who were comical and couldn't sing, they showed them as a joke. But they were serious about showcasing the talent in a serious light because they wanted their brand to be respected. That's why American Idol stayed on for over 12 seasons. Now, Love and Hip Hop could have been an American Idol. They could have had the soap opera aspect and the talent they could have showcased in an equal form. The problem was that they were trying to get the ratings and the buzz that people became more interested in the fights and less about the music. And now, if you go on the show, nobody's going to bump your music. They're not going to even showcase your songs. Unless you're like a fresh talent, then you got a chance. But if you're a person that's been around peddling your music on the internet for a good 5 years, and you go on Love and Hip Hop, I don't think it's going to happen. And other reality shows through the years, you go in there because you're trying to either come up or you try to make a comeback. It doesn't work because these reality shows, unless it's a contest reality show, you're going to see the arguing because it's good for the ratings. It's good to be entertained. If you're entertaining people, it's great. But when the cameras say cut, nobody cares about the music. If you read people's comments about certain reality show castmates, they'll say, "Oh, very talented person, but I don't really care about the music. I care about him or her on the show because they make me laugh. They keep things going. I don't care about the music. I would never buy it because I'm not interested in them as a musician, as a talent. I'm interested in them for entertaining me on the show." And I feel as though a lot of them become the court jester instead of the main talent, the headliner. And now that, even though I'm not going to lie, I watch these shows, but you got to sit back and think about it and analyze. Is this something that you wanted to come up? Is it really the point of your career that this is all you can do? Or is this all you can do to have a comeback? And this is why I asked the question, can reality TV be more damaging than more helpful? And I have to say, it's pretty damaging. And this brings me back to Sky and her son's situation. I feel as though the best thing for Sky to do now is to never have contact with Duchess again. I feel as though she should not do Black Ink. If Duchess is going to be on the show, I think she needs to separate from her, even though it's good for the ratings. I don't think it's good. She needs to repair whatever's left of her son's relationship and focus on that. If she does reality TV, she should do it separately from Duchess. She don't need to be around her. I feel also that Duchess needs some kind of help. Even though she may not have her whole hands in the pot, I feel as though Duchess enjoyed this drama. And I believe somebody like her is not the first time has been involved in somebody else's business. I think that she's a revengeful person. I think she is dangerous. But there is another person who is pulling the strings behind this. But I think that Duchess better be careful because karma is not anybody's friend. And just like you are in the middle of this because it's in your shop, that interview that happened, somebody can expose you way worse than Sky got exposed. Just keep that in mind. And to those of you who want to be on reality TV, just be careful. Because not only will your life be different, but things that you have set out and planned may not go as planned because people may look at you in a different light because of your behavior on reality TV. And guys, that wraps things up for today's episode of the Miss Analytical Show. And once again, I'm your host, Miss Analytical, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of my show. And as always, be good to those who deserve your kindness and take care of yourself. Peace.